Hey game players, GamerDad here, and I have a confession. I am a net decker. I'm sorry to say. Actually, I'm not. When I say I'm a net decker, that means, when I see a video that I enjoy with an interesting deck, something original or just something cool or something that I'm wanting to get into. For instance, right now, Gem Knights. I've never played Gem Knights. Used to play Gem Knights, but I never really, well, I should say my daughter used to play Gem Knights. I never really got into them. But, so lately I was looking at some new support and saw it and like, hey, you know what, these are pretty cool. And there are a million billion different types of builds for Gem Knights out there. And when you're just starting to play, or if you find something that you want to play and you're not really sure how to play it, net decking is great. Because it's like having a structure deck to learn how to play that deck. Now, that being said, do I net deck and go to tournaments? I did it one time. It was locals. I really didn't have anything to play. I just wanted to play something different. So I went to look and say, well, what do I have? What can I build? My brain wasn't working. I was still relatively new to the game. So I decided, hey, let's look on YouTube, see what I got. And I saw, Yu-Gi-Oh councils, one of their Blue Eyes White Dragon decks. And I had almost all the pieces. So I built it and ran with it. I didn't have the extra deck, but I had the whole main deck and I had some of the extra deck. So I just went with it. And I didn't win, but it was just something that I threw together. I had fun with it. And that's that. I never said that it was mine. It was just a deck that I threw together for fun. That being said, I don't think that net decking itself is bad. Now, if somebody posts a video and you take the exact same deck and you post that online and say, hey, here's the deck that I ran and this is why I run it, and that's, I wouldn't say it's copyright infringement, but it is. Because, that's somebody else's hard work. That's what somebody else put together. And they took their time and did it. And for you to say that, hey, I made this deck and these are the choices that I made, that's that. So every deck that I've ever posted deck profiles for were decks that I put together myself. Like I said, I will look at YouTube videos and I will look to see the choices that people made. But when it comes down to me actually building a deck, I do it my way. And if I don't, then I either don't post a video for it, or in the case of Yugioh Council's Blue Eye Saphira, I really, really like that deck. So I've been trying to change it. And I did make changes, and I took it to my locals yesterday, and it did okay. I went 2-2 with it. So it's got about 50%, but pretty much every deck that I run, I get 50%. Every now and then I do a little bit better. But, I did make some changes to it. But I'm not going to post a profile for it and say, hey, this is my deck, because it's not. It's Ryu from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council's deck. So, do I feel bad net decking? No, I do not. Because it helps you learn. And it's pretty much buying a structure deck and learning how to play with that structure deck. Because ultimately, that's what structure decks I think used to be. They were a way to pick up the game with a pre-made deck and learn how to play it. And then you pick up packs and you customize it from there. Of course, now they'll release structure decks and get you to buy it by putting never before seen cards that help that archetype in, so that experienced players buy it, as well as the not so experienced players. And I think that's actually really good business strategy myself. But that's just me. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on net decking. Do you net deck? Do we need to have a net decking anonymous group meeting once a week? And have you ever been in the situation where somebody's stolen a deck that you've made? Does it make you mad? Does it make you sad? Personally, if I ever saw somebody net deck a deck that I made, I'd feel wonderful. I'd say, hey, alright, that's something I made and somebody's running it because it did good. So I think imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, I believe, is the line. But as far as net decking, I don't think it's bad to net deck to learn how to play a game, how to play the deck. But again, I wouldn't go so far as to take somebody's deck, put it together, and call it my own. And if I do post a Blue Eye Saphira deck with changes that I've made, I will give full shout outs to Ryu for the idea, for the concept, and the original deck. Because ultimately, any changes I make are not going to be that significant. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And, well, keep playing. Peace.